Timely measures and restoring customers' trust are increasing deposits in the bank. During the April-June quarter, deposits have risen by 73,000. Let's now the details of news. Despite allegations of corruption and irregularities in the banking sector, deposits have started to increase in many banks. In just 3 months during the April-June quarter of this year, deposits in banks rose by 73 crore taka, reflecting a growth rate of 3.8%, according to the latest report from Bangladesh Bank. Total deposits in the banking sector stood at 19.23 lakh crore taka at the end of March, which increased to 19.96 lakh crore taka by the end of June. Deposits grew more in rural areas than in cities. Growth in urban areas was 3.6%, while in rural areas it was 4.87%. Analysts say that the rise in remittance inflows and the absence of major natural disasters have encouraged rural savings. Banks have also slightly raised interest rates, leading many people to keep their money in banks rather than in hand. Economic analysts believe that, along with Bangladesh Bank's timely measures, growing customer confidence is contributing to the increase in bank deposits. They add that if weaker banks can successfully restore trust, the growth trend could strengthen further. Six more people have died from dengue fever in the past 24 hours, raising the death toll this year to 167. During the same period, 647 new patients were admitted to hospitals with dengue. The total number of dengue cases this year has now crossed 40,000. Meanwhile, the Directorate General of Health Services has issued 12-point directives to all government hospitals to ensure proper treatment of dengue patients. Dengue patients are receiving treatment at various hospitals in the capital, including the DNCC dedicated hospital. Experts said that climate change, along with warm, humid weather and intermittent rain, has created ideal breeding conditions for Aedes mosquitoes, the carriers of the dengue virus. Health officials are urging people to use mosquito repellents, sleep under nets, and eliminate stagnant water where mosquitoes breed. To ease traffic congestion, the Dhaka Metropolitan Police Traffic Division has introduced alternative routes at 70 key intersections in the city. Previously, Dhaka's Bijoy Soroni intersection used to experience severe traffic jams. To reduce this public suffering, the Traffic Division has installed a modern traffic signal system along with alternative routes, bringing relief to city residents. A similar situation was seen at Shahbag intersection, where diversions have been set up for vehicles traveling from Mirpur to Dhaka University via Farmgate, Kauran Bazar, Shahbag. Officials said these measures have significantly reduced the waiting time at major intersections across the city. The modernization of the traffic signal system has also increased the speed of vehicle movement, and compared to earlier, the traffic-related sufferings at these intersections have decreased notably. Compared to previous years, the average traffic speed in Dhaka has doubled. According to the DMP Traffic Division, the average speed on Dhaka's roads was 21 km per hour in 2006, which dropped to 5 km per hour in 2024 after the interim government took office. However, in the current year, the speed has increased to 10 km per hour. The price of rice has begun to decline in the market. Rice traders said that imports of fine Najishal and some coarse varieties from India have helped bring down their prices. However, the rates of popular fine rice varieties remain unchanged. On the other hand, the surge in vegetables, fish and onions has yet to reach a comfortable level. Although vegetable prices have fallen slightly, they are still high, with most varieties selling between 60 taka and 1000 taka per kilogram. Just weeks ago, The rates had soared to as much as 140 taka per kilogram. Onion prices have also seen a slight drop, now selling at 65 to 70 taka per kilogram, down from 75 to 80 taka. The fish market, however, continues to remain steep. Traders said that supplies of farmed fish have declined, pushing up the prices of some river fish. Poultry and egg prices remain stable. Broiler chicken is selling at 170 to 180 taka per kilogram, while the Sonali variety is priced at 300 to 320 taka. A dozen farm eggs are being sold at 130 to 40 taka. 3,74,747 candidates took part in the 47th BCS preliminary exam today. The exam held from 10 a.m. to 12 noon simultaneously in 256 educational institutions across 8 divisional cities, including Dhaka. Earlier, on September 16, the Public Service Commission issued a notice stating that candidates must enter their respective exam halls by 9:30 a.m. sharp. According to the notification, there are 3,487 vacant cadre posts and 201 non-cadre posts. From these BCS exam, a total of 3,688 candidates will be recruited, including both cadre and non-cadre positions. Some new posts have also been added in this year's BCS. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said those who want to change the society as well as improvement of the common people, they must strengthen the organization. Any revolution would be successful whenever the organization becomes strong and well organized, he added. Mirza Fakhrul made the comment at a morning meeting of Badruddin Umar at Bangla Academy this afternoon. Speaking at the program, Nagorik Oikko convener Mahmud Rahman Manna said that Badruddin Umar was a selfless person. Young politicians must put up their efforts to attain his qualities, he added. Politicians and experts were present on the occasion. Speakers at the morning meeting observed that he will remain immortal as a guide of leftist politics. Earlier on September 7, Marxist, Leninist, communist and leader of the oppressed farmers and laborers Badruddin Umar died at a hospital. National Citizen Party NCP convener Nahid Islam has said the party will move forward with its own goals and not as part of any coalition movement. NCP wants the peer system in the upper house, not in the lower house, he added. Nahid Islam said this at a press conference after NCP's coordination meeting at Abu Said Auditorium at Shahbag in the capital this evening. Banned Awami League is bringing out procession at various places due to lack of capability of the interim government and the law enforcing agencies, he added. He also commented that trial of Awami League as a party must begin. Nahid Islam wants legal basis for the reform and the national and Ganu Parishad elections simultaneously. Besides, he called upon the party leaders and activists to build social resistance against corruption. The remains of unidentified martyrs of the July mass uprising have been interred in a mass grave at Raya Bazaar, the final resting place for martyred intellectuals, for over a year. During a press conference held in the capital, an organization named Bewarish Shojon called for immediate DNA tests following the exhumation of these bodies and for their return to relatives as soon as possible. The press conference, which took place at the graveyard of the martyred intellectuals in Raya Bazaar this afternoon, claims in spite of hearing identity, the fascists enter them as Bewarish, or man without identification. However, they lamented that the autocratic regime under Hasina has disregarded their identities, labeling them as Bewarish. The organization called upon the interim government to adopt the July Charter alongside providing treatment for the injured and support for the families of the July martyrs. They urged the government to expedite these processes without delay. Now moving on to international news. The United States has vetoed a draft resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, tabled at Thursday's UN Security Council meeting. This marks the sixth time Washington has blocked such proposals since Israel began its aggression in Gaza. The latest draft called for an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire in Gaza. It also urged Israel to lift all restrictions on the blockade enclave and allow humanitarian aid to flow in. At the same time, the draft demanded the immediate and dignified release of Israeli hostages still held in Gaza. The resolution was introduced by 10 elected members of the 15-member